A commercial is a radio or television announcement for which there is a charge to have it run on the television or the radio. Usually it includes narration, dialogue, songs, jingles, and other things to help sell the product or service. So commercials are very important to broadcasting. This is how TV stations make their money. They use them to try to persuade the audience to buy the product. So it's really important to get some name recognition and also to create some type of good feeling toward the product. Commercials cost money. It depends on what the product is and what time of the day it is airing on TV. If it's a local commercial, it could cost $1,000 to $2,000 to make. If it's a national commercial, it could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to make and hundreds of thousands of dollars to air, depending on when it airs. During the last Super Bowl, a 30-second commercial cost $3.5 million, or $116,667 a second. That's a lot of money for a commercial. So you have to make sure what you put in your commercial is worthwhile. Music or sound is very important to a commercial. Usually it helps provoke emotion, or companies create jingles so that you'll remember the product. As you learn from the PAT project, you can use music or sound effects to really tell a story. Let's look at a couple examples. In this commercial, the sound of the bell tower becomes very important. Also, they start cutting all the shots to match the ringing of the bell. This next commercial has a jingle that was specifically created for the product by Dove to sell it to men. Take a look at this.
Get born, get slapped, now get to school, be good at sports, always look cool, lift weights, be strong, know how to fight, stay out late, but be polite, now find a nice girl who'll say, I do, then have 3 kids who look just like you. Break the leaves from the hedge and mow the yard. Honey, can you open this jar? If you hear a noise in the middle of the night, go check it out with a flashlight. You've reached a stage where you feel at ease. You've come this far and it wasn't a breeze. You can take on anything, of course you can, because you're a man.
Now that you're comfortable with who you are, isn't it time for comfortable skin? At last, there's Dove for Men. Introducing Dove Men Plus Care, a new range of body and face wash. Be comfortable in your own skin.
So you can see, sound or music is very important. It helps evoke emotion and also helps you remember the product. Here's an example that some students made about MATLAB where they wrote their own jingle.
It only takes one Baptist grade or maybe a little less understanding to say that you might have a little trouble with math.
Try a little this and you try a little that, but everything you do makes your mind split splat.
Instead of being too delirious, you decide to get down and serious, so you chat around school with all your friends, and then your long trip soon comes to an end.
A friend tells you where your dreams come true and a place where you might actually get a clue.
You head on over to E10 at 7 o'clock in the morning. Now you might not want to forget your caffeine as you try and figure out what this math means.
So get yourself a teacher and they teach you things like square roots and math sayings. A few weeks later, as you take your test, you realize,
hey, MATLAB's the best!
So you can see sound is important. It helps evoke emotion and helps people remember the product. So remember to use sound in your commercial. Now that you learned the importance of music and sound in a commercial, and you know about the cost of making commercials, the next thing to think about is the form or format for the commercial. There's 3 to choose from. There's situational dramatic, where you tell a story. There's real people, where real people talk about the product. And there's demonstration, where you demonstrate the product. Situational or dramatic is pretty much a story in 30 seconds. It usually has a location, a set, dialogue. The story will have a beginning, middle, and end, and it'll have a complete story. Here's an example.
荡着秋千，孩子们在荡着秋千的夏天。我想说，说不出口，想要的是
Advanced medical imaging technology from GE is helping places like rural China fall in love with modern healthcare.
This is the classic love story here. We have a boy who sees a girl, he wants to meet her, he obviously falls in love. Then all these mishaps happen. And of course, it has a surprise ending. He gets to meet the girl, and she's his doctor. So it's a common thread. You notice that they have the surprise ending, and then also you notice that they use those specific words at the end, that GE is helping people fall in love with healthcare. So their words they choose are very important as well because it helps add to the story. The next type of format that they use for commercials is known as Real People, and that's where real people talk about the product or their positive experiences or advantages that the product has. Usually they get a celebrity or an ordinary person to talk about this. Geico ran several commercials like that where they had customers talk about their positive experience. Here's an example.
Alex Klein is a real Geico customer, not a paid celebrity. So to help tell his story, we hired that guy who does those funny sound effects.
My car was totaled over 1,000 miles from home. So I called Geico. And in less than 10 business hours, I got a check for a new car.
Geico, real service, real savings.
The final type of format that a commercial can be is known as demonstration. That's where someone demonstrates the product. The advantages are clear, and usually it will show the viewer what the product can do. Here's a Dawn commercial that is done as a demonstration. This is only 10 shots long, but it's done very well, and you can tell exactly what Dawn can do with this commercial. Here you go.
New Dawn Plus with Power Scrubbers gives you the power to remove stuck-on food so easily. It's like your dishes clean themselves.
So there are three types of forms or formats for you to pick for your commercial. They are situational dramatic, where you tell a story, real people, or demonstration. As you can see from the examples, each one is kind of important. So first thing you'll do is you'll pick a format for your commercial. Then you're going to pick an appeal. You have to come up with an appeal that you're going to use to try to convince the viewer that your product or service is good quality and they're going to want to buy it. There's several appeals to choose from. We're going to go through each one and I'll give you an example of a commercial for each one. So let's take a look at all the different appeals. The first appeal you can use is security, love of family, or emotional. And pretty much what that means is if you use this product or service, you should feel safer, or your family should feel safer. Here's a commercial from Bridgestone. Notice they'll save a surprise for the end. Here you go.
For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
Another appeal that you can use is the economy or savings, meaning that if you use this product, it's going to save you money or you're going to get a good deal. Here's an example.
Congratulations. You knew a lot about this car.
I did my research on cars.com. Seriously, their consumer reviews and dealer locator really helped.
Feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Plus, now I don't have to use Plan B.
What's Plan B?
I was going to have a witch doctor shrink your head if you didn't give me what I wanted.
Hey, Jay, can I take off? I got a tiny head.
Hey, sure, go ahead. Sorry about that. I should get him out of here.
Right.
Testimonial is an appeal where someone tells about the benefits of the product. Sometimes they use a famous person or they just use regular people to talk about it. This commercial is testimonial format and testimonial appeal. Here you go.
If you like video games, you need to be a member of GameFly.
Real gamers talk about why they love GameFly.
Just go online, put games in your GameCube.
They come in the mail.
You get to keep it as long as you want.
Ship it out and you get your next one.
Join GameFly now with the special TV offer and get all the games you want delivered right to your home for one low monthly fee.
Due dates? None. Late fees? Non-existent.
With over 8,000 titles, GameFly is the best way to rent video games.
First-person shooters, RPGs, multiplayer games.
Access to every single game I could possibly imagine, and I get it for a low cost.
Get started at GameFly.com now. Save money and play your favorite games all year long.
GameFly has a great value.
You get more than what you pay for.
Want to own a game you're playing? Buy it from GameFly for a discounted price.
I buy almost all my games from GameFly now.
Nice thing is you don't even buy it for full price.
Go to GameFly.com now. Click the joystick in the top right corner. Enter START in the box. And get started with a free extended trial. And remember, you can cancel at any time. Product shown rated E through M.
You have to have this service. You call yourself a gamer, you have to have it.
Another type of appeal is the bandwagon appeal. And that pretty much means that everybody's jumping on the bandwagon or everybody's buying the product or service. And you should too. Here's a good example of that.
4 out of 5 dentists surveyed would recommend Trident for their patients who chew gum. But what about the 5th dentist?
Now then, would you recommend Trident for your patients who chew gum?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
One thing's for sure, long-lasting Trident is good for teeth.
Good news! New improved Trident has longer lasting flavor. Perhaps even the 5th dentist would like this.
Product comparison is an appeal that suggests that the buyer is buying or using a better product than the others available. Usually in this type of appeal, the advertisement includes a demonstration of the features or benefits of the product. Here's an example.
We've been together a long time, but I need a change. You're dirty and sloppy, and I feel like we go over the same stuff again and again. And I know it hurts, but I found something better.
Drop your mop. Get the improved Swiffer Wet Jet. It has a new dirt-dissolving solution and a thick, textured pad. It leaves your floor cleaner than a mop. Just trap, lock, and toss.
It's just you and me.
Swiffer gives cleaning a whole new...
Another appeal that they use is trying to appeal to your health, and that is somehow by buying the product it'll make you healthier. Here's an example of a commercial that does that. The format is testimonial and the appeal is health.
Do raisins have brains? They're kind of wrinkly, and wrinkles are a sign of wisdom, right? Plus, they're in this new Smart Start cereal, which is called Smart for a reason. It's designed to help lower cholesterol, and it has potassium and low sodium to help lower blood pressure too. So if it's letting all these raisins hang out with it, raisins must be pretty smart. I know Cinnamon's probably no dumb either.
New Smart Start Healthy Heart Cinnamon Raisin from Kellogg's. For your heart, start smart.
Humor is an appeal that you see a lot, where they try to do something that will be funny and attract the audience. The only problem with humor is it can backfire. Sometimes the audience remembers the humor but don't remember the product, or they don't find it funny. So you have to be careful with humor. Here's an example of a commercial that's funny, but yet you don't have a clue what the product is or what it does. Take a look.
This man right here is my great-grandfather. He's the first cat herder in our family.
Herding cats. Don't let anybody tell you it's easy.
Anybody can herd cattle. Holding together 10,000 half-wild short hairs, well, that's another thing altogether.
Being a cat herder is probably about the toughest thing I think I've ever done.
I got this one this morning, right here, and if you look at his face, it's just ripped to shreds, you know?
You see the movies, you hear the stories, I'm living a dream. Not everyone can do what we do.
I wouldn't do nothing else.
It ain't an easy job, but when you bring a herd into town and you ain't lost a one of them, ain't a feeling like it in the world.
UDS, managing the complexities of the digital economy.
The idea behind the adventure appeal is that by using the product or service, somehow your life will be more exciting or adventurous. Here's an example.
Everyone comes together to do what we love.
I spend every day on the water.
It's dramatic and it's rugged. I think it's going to be really cool.
are my favorite moments in my life.
You already know what sex appeal is. I shouldn't have to tell you. This is one that we try to stay away from because usually it will get us into some type of trouble. But here's an example of a commercial using sex appeal to sell its product.
With pulled pork on a cheeseburger, it's barbecue's best pair. The Memphis Barbecue Burger, new at Carl's Jr. Eat like you mean it.
Weasel words is an appeal where you have a positive meaning for your product that you are selling and a negative meaning for all your competitors. In this commercial, they'll have a positive meaning for Nutri-Grain bars and a negative meaning for everything else that they call breakfast.
If this is what you sometimes call breakfast, remember one thing. You are what you eat. So next time, try something good. Nutri-Grain, with whole grain oats, real fruit, and calcium. Nutri-Grain, respect yourself in the morning.
The Plain Folks appeal uses the idea that the Proctor service is good for everyone. In this Old Spice commercial, they use the Plain Folks appeal to try to prove that their hair and body wash is good for all people. Take a look.
I have hair here, but not here. Is Old Spice hair and body wash right for me?
Yes, Old Spice hair and body wash is right for you.
I have hair here, here.
Yeah.
I've got hair here, but not here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Is Old Spice hair and body wash right for me?
Yes, cop.
Is it right for me?
Sure, criminal. Old Spice hair and body wash is right for everyone.
What?
It's right for everyone, idiot.
I have hair extensions that technically are made of someone else's hair.
All right.
Is it right for him?
Yeah, it is. Old Spice hair and body wash for hair and or body, or both.
When they use the patriotism appeal in advertising, the idea is to try to prove that the Proctor service is something that is made in the country, or by buying it or using it, you have a love for your country. Here's an example.
Here's a couple of things America got right. Cars and freedom.
The name-calling appeal is pretty much what it sounds like. You try to create a favorable opinion for your product and a hatred for the other product, using bad names as you talk about the other product. Here's an example from Old Spice. Notice carefully what they say about the other types of deodorant that are out there.
I used to think it didn't matter what deodorant I chose. Dumb. This test shows that Old Spice is the right choice. Old Spice performs in real man situations like basketball, recon, and Frenching. Try Old Spice, and if you still don't think it's awesome, call 1-800-PROVE-IT, and they'll buy you a stick of something that smells like wildflowers and shame. Take the Old Spice challenge. I did.
When advertisers use glittering generalities, they're trying to use appealing words and images to sell the product. The whole purpose is to try to say that your life will be wonderful with this product, so you really should buy it.
I hear something. A thump, thump, thump.
That's my heart talking to you.
Does it ever say anything else?
If you want to keep your heart healthy, keep your cholesterol down, Cheerios, made from all-natural whole grain oats, is the only leading cold cereal clinically proven to lower cholesterol.
I hear corp, corp.
That's my stomach.
Your stomach talks too?
Mm-hmm.
So what makes a good commercial? Check out this example from the Super Bowl when they're making fun of other commercials. You will see that there are 10 things that they include in all commercials. You'll have seen it in all these examples at least once. So here, take a look at this.
FedEx is determined to have the best commercial on the Super Bowl. So we studied recent Super Bowl commercials, and we believe there are 10 items needed to finish on top.
sorry, Mr. Reynolds.
Hey, that bear can talk.
FedEx, the most reliable way to send your package.
I love doing Smoking the Bandit.
You've just seen 21 commercials. Each one had a format and an appeal. Sound, music, and a jingle was important to each. Here's what your assignment is. Your task is to work with a partner to create a 30-second commercial. You need to include all the dialogue, announcements, music, and sound effects in the script. Also, you have to produce a storyboard for the production that includes all that information. I will have to approve the storyboard before you begin shooting, so make sure you let me look it over and explain your commercial to me. You're going to create a commercial for something here at Seaman. You can use ideas from other commercials to help you do this, but you cannot copy another commercial. Also, your commercials must be geared towards students or for products that are legal for use by 15-year-olds. It also has to be appropriate, and you're allowed to be as creative as you like, but you're not allowed to offend anyone. So speaking of what is appropriate and how you offend someone, these are the things that are not allowed. You cannot use lewd, foul, or obscene language or depictions. You cannot have the promotion or solicitation of illegal activity in your commercial. And you cannot use speech that demeans or defames a person or group on the basis of gender, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation, or national origin. Pretty much this means you cannot do anything in your commercial that is somehow going to offend anybody at school, be it a teacher or a student. To begin this project, you probably should come up with an idea for a commercial. If you don't have an idea, use the links to watch some commercials and maybe you get an idea. Once you get your idea, you need to pick a format. And those formats are really important. You need to pick situational or dramatic, real people, or demonstration. After you pick your format, you need to pick an appeal. And there are several to choose from, so make sure you know which one you're choosing and make your commercial according to it. Then you need to pitch your ideas to your partner. And once you get your ideas and your story all straight, then you're ready to create your storyboard. And remember, your storyboard should include all your sounds, all your shots that you're going to use in your video. So when you go to write the commercial, you want to make sure you get information on the product, select clear, concise, appropriate words, gain the attention of the audience, establish a need for the product, show how this product or service satisfies that need, and then motivate your audience to act. Make sure you choose very concise words because you only have 30 seconds and you want to make sure your words make sense in those 30 seconds. These are some things to avoid when you're creating your commercial. First, you don't want to talk about rival products. You don't want to have false or deceptive claims. You're not allowed to have celebrity endorsements without their consent. You cannot use copyright material without clearance. And legally, you cannot use the image or name of someone else without their permission or consent. So in class, you're going to get a partner, pick a topic from the list, come up with an idea, storyboard your idea, make sure the storyboard is approved by me, and then you're going to create your commercial. Good luck, and I'll see you in class.